Good morning, tubers. How you all doing? So back into Rainbow Six Siege. This time around, I've got my personal top 5 tips, tricks, however you want to call them, for you to get the most out of this game. Some of these tips are probably more common sense than tips, but it needs to be said anyway. And the other ones, they're easy to do, so nothing too horrifying in these top 5 tips. So number 1 in my tips is actually a bit of a Renown booster. So I've already done a video, I'll flash up a picture somewhere on the screen. I've already done a video of a couple of tips of how to unlock Renown really fast. However, this way you can actually unlock 800 Renown in less than a minute. It's so fast and so easy to do. It's, I think, a bit of a bug at the minute, but take full advantage of it before they patch it out. What you want to do, go down into the tutorials, watch each one, or if you don't want to watch them, literally press it on, skip, and then OK it. That will actually count as you watching it. You get 200 Renown per watching each video, or just doing that little method. After you've watched all 3, you get an extra 200 Renown as well. So make sure you do that. That's 800 really fast Renown for you to start unlocking operators. Leading into my next tip, operators. Make sure you have a good read through of what each of the operators' abilities are. If you're not sure, I've actually done a load of operators guides so far. I've got a couple left to actually do, but I've got loads of operators guides on my channel. Have a look at all of those, see what each of the operators' abilities are, so you know what to expect. This is actually one of the best ways of making sure your team is winning, is knowing exactly what to expect and from who. When you're in the drone phase and you're going around finding out which operators are actually in the enemy team, you can actually then start planning on how you're going to counteract them, knowing what they're going to do. If you know people are using EMP grenades or EMP or shock barriers or anything like that, don't go near that side, go to another side, that kind of thing. Really important you start to learn each of the operators' unique abilities. It's going to benefit you massively, it's going to benefit your team massively. Sticking with the operators, whilst you're still here and you've started unlocking a few, once you've played around with a few, probably Terrorist Hunt is the best way of playing a few. Just try and find your favourites. Then when you actually start to learn your top 3 of each side, top 5, when you start unlocking more, actually customise all of their weapons. This is so important, because this makes a huge difference in game. Just come in, whatever weapon you choose to use with that operator. I always personally prefer to use the shotgun. Come in, unlock a sight if you can, unlock a foregrip laser underbarrel for more accuracy. If you really feel fancy dancing, unlock a skin, but obviously this is just for your preference. This isn't going to actually have an effect on the gun, but it's so important to unlock the sight and the grip if your weapon comes with one. Underbarrel lasers as well. All of this stuff increases how good your weapon is and how easy it is to take people down with them, so make sure you are doing that. So important. I see so many people running around with just the default guns, and they really struggle to take people down because they haven't unlocked any of the customization for the weapons. So easy to do. I did do another video about customizing your operators and everything as well. Have a look on the channel if you're not sure. Really simple thing to do. So after that, the next thing you want to do is actually begin to learn the maps. Once you begin to learn the maps, you can obviously then figure out where people are really quickly, especially in multiplayer games. You can figure out where people's bombs or the objective or the hostage, whatever the actual objective is, you know exactly where it is straight off the bat. Then is so much better knowing exactly where you're going on the map. Easier said than done, because some of the maps are absolutely fucking huge and they will take you a fair amount of time to actually figure out how to get to certain places of a map, how, like what's around, what's there, that kind of thing. So don't be frightened, because I think nigh on everyone still playing the game at the minute doesn't know the maps inside out. What you want to be looking for is kind of things like bottlenecks, like really narrow corridors where your team may get ambushed. You want to be looking at how to breach certain rooms as well, where's best to breach, whether that's a door, a window, an actual roof ceiling, anything like that. Bear all of that in mind. You want to be having a look around for literally everything that you can find, which is going to give you a benefit over the enemy team in a multiplayer game. Now, the last tip is communication. It's so important, and it makes such a difference talking to your team. If you talk to your team and you actually give them a shout out, especially when things like when you die, or if you've seen an enemy but can't quite get to them, try and shout out exactly where that enemy is. It's all pretty common sense and simple stuff, but it is such an important thing to do that a lot of people don't bother. But for some, like, I don't understand why some people don't do it. Instead, they'll just say they died and then that's it. They don't actually give people a heads up exactly where or anything like that. So it's so important, because then people can actually start going after enemies, and then you can actually hopefully begin to win rounds and all the rest of it, if people have a heads up exactly where people are, where people are approaching from. So important in multiplayer games, because obviously the more intelligence and the more knowledge you have of how people are coming to attack you, the better prepared you can be. That's nigh on it for all of my top 5 tips for the minute. I'm pretty sure I can think of a few more, but I've been making a few more videos about that. Like I said though, if you're unsure about the operators and stuff, have a look back at my operator guides. Have a look at all the other guides I've done on the game so far as well. I've done a couple different ones, a couple about how to get quite a lot of renown, a couple how to get all your customization options sorted out and all the rest of it, what things do. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. I hope it's helped you a little bit as well. Still absolutely loving this game, although it seems to really be crapping out on the servers now and again, which is a shame, but hopefully they are going to sort that out fairly sharpish. But thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, hope you've enjoyed it, hope it helps, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.